Vacationing and exploring new destinations can be exhilarating. You get to see new places, experience the wonders of the earth, and much more. However, potential dangers can overshadow the thrill. This was the unfortunate reality for some American tourists who mysteriously disappeared while on vacation in South America. Join us as we delve into their stories. The Harteau family, Adam, Emily, and their 2 young daughters, were no strangers to adventure. After leaving their lives in California, they moved to South America in 2012, initially settling in Patagonia. From there, they embarked on an epic journey through the continent, documenting their travels on their blog, Our Open Road, which gained a substantial following of over 125,000 on Instagram. Their adventures brought them to Florianópolis, a picturesque island city on Brazil's southeast coast, where they enjoyed a vibrant mix of beach life and cultural exploration. By October 2017, the Harteaus were ready for their next big adventure, a riverboat expedition through the Amazon rainforest. This leg of their journey was intended to be a deep dive into the heart of the world's largest rainforest, where they hoped to capture the untouched beauty of the Amazon and share it with their followers. They set off from the bustling port city of Belém, intending to travel to Macapa, a route that would take them through some of the most remote and breathtaking parts of the Amazon River Delta. On October 29, 2017, the family's journey took a terrifying turn. As their boat navigated the winding waterways near the town of Breves in Parastate, they were attacked by pirates. These river pirates are notorious in the region for preying on boats traveling through the vast and often lawless expanse of the Amazon. The pirates stripped the boat of valuables, taking personal belongings, cameras, and equipment, anything that could be sold or traded. After ransacking the ship, the pirates fled, leaving the vessel adrift and its passengers traumatized. In the immediate aftermath, the Harteaus were nowhere to be found. News of the attack quickly reached local authorities, and a search effort was launched. The dense jungle and vast waterways made the search challenging, but the Brazilian police were determined to find the missing family. Back in the towns of Belém and Breves, news of the missing American family spread quickly. Local media reported on the incident, and there was a growing concern among the local and international populations. The story of the Harteaus' disappearance captivated many, not just because of their social media following, but also because of the stark reminder of the dangers that can accompany even the most well-planned adventures. 3 days after the attack on November 1, 2017, there was a breakthrough. Brazilian authorities found the Harteaus alive. They were discovered deep in the jungle, suffering from insect bites and scratches, but otherwise unharmed. The family was brought to safety, and their ordeal was finally over. In 2013, 27-year-old Jamie Neal and her 25-year-old boyfriend Garrett Hand embarked on a backpacking adventure and cycling tour through Peru. Their journey, filled with the promise of exploration and discovery, took an unexpected and mysterious turn when they disappeared without a trace. The last known sighting of the couple was in Chalhuanca, a small town in the Peruvian Andes, where they were preparing to hike the famous Inca Trail to Machu Picchu. As days became weeks without communication from Neal and Hand, concern grew among their family and friends back home. The couple began their South American odyssey in late November or early December 2012. They chronicled their journey through frequent updates and photos on Facebook, capturing the essence of their adventure. Their posts depicted the breathtaking landscapes, diverse wildlife, and warm encounters with locals they met. These glimpses into their travels were eagerly followed by their friends and family, who lived vicariously through their experiences. On January 25, 2013, Neal and Hand posted their final update. Finally found Kraft mac and cheese in South America, stoked LOL. This lighthearted message, seemingly trivial at the time, would later be scrutinized as the last known communication from the couple. That same day, their social media activity ceased, and their credit cards stopped being used. This abrupt silence raised immediate red flags for those close to them. Max Hunter, a friend of the couple, was among the first to notice their sudden disappearance. He pointed out that Neal and Hand had been consistent in their online updates, and their lack of communication was highly unusual. Concerned, he contacted their families, who quickly realized something was wrong. Han's mother in particular grew increasingly worried after discovering that there had been no activity on her son's bank account since January 25th. The alarmed families reported Neil and Han missing to the Peruvian authorities, who initiated a search operation. However, the vast and rugged terrain of the Andes and limited resources made the search exceedingly tricky. Days turned into weeks and weeks into months with no sign of the missing couple. The search continued, but hope dwindled as the months dragged on without any leads. Back in California, Han's sister, Larkin McGowan, made a heartfelt plea for her brother's return, expressing the family's anguish and desperate need to return him home. The families held on to hope, clinging to the belief that Neil and Han were out there, waiting to be found. Despite the relentless efforts of search teams and the anguish of their loved ones, Neil and Han remained missing. The story of their disappearance gained international attention, with media outlets picking up on the mystery of the American couple who had vanished in the Peruvian Andes. Theories and speculations abounded, but none provided any concrete answers. For 3 long years, the fate of Jamie Neal and Garrett Hand remained unknown. Then, in July 2016, a remarkable breakthrough occurred. The couple was discovered alive and safe in a remote region of Peru. They had been living with an indigenous community in the Andes Mountains, having lost their way during their hiking expedition. Disoriented and unable to find their way back, they sought refuge with the local community, who took them in and cared for them. Neil and Hand were found on the Napo River at Angoteros. They were spotted on a slow-moving boat, making their way to the border between Ecuador and Peru. According to Miguel Antezana, the communications director of Peru's Foreign Commerce and Tourism Ministry, the couple would soon have access to a phone to contact their families. The news of their discovery brought immense relief and joy to their loved ones, who had been waiting anxiously for any word of their safety. Upon reaching the border, Neil and Hand were greeted by police officers dispatched to meet them. The couple, unaware of the extensive search efforts and media attention surrounding their disappearance, were taken aback by the barrage of questions. Confused, they eventually asked what was going on. It was then that the police informed them that they had been considered missing persons for the past 3 years. Carla Valpeos was a woman driven by an unyielding desire to explore the world, despite the challenges posed by her degenerative eye disease. By age 35, she had visited 20 of the 22 countries on her bucket list, determined to see as much as possible before her world went completely dark. Blind in her right eye and partially blind in her left, Carla was aware that her vision would continue to deteriorate, but she refused to let this stop her. Each destination was not just a place to visit, but an opportunity to immerse herself in the local culture and history. Carla's travels were marked by remarkable experiences and a deep engagement with the places she visited. She delved into ancient history in Egypt, studying the pyramids and the region's rich cultural heritage. In Yemen, she volunteered, contributing her time and skills to help local communities. In Papua New Guinea, she taught English to school children, sharing her knowledge and connecting with the students. As someone fluent in English, Spanish, Arabic, and Braille, Carla navigated different cultures easily and gracefully. The opportunity to visit Peru arose when her friend Alicia Garcia Steele was invited to a wedding in Lima on December 2, 2018. For Carla, the timing was perfect. She had always wanted to explore Peru, and this was her chance. Her mother helped her choose a navy blue dress and a pair of beige ballerina flats for the wedding. Excited for the adventure ahead, Carla joined Alicia on the journey. After a bus ride and 2 plane trips from Detroit, Carla and Alicia arrived in Lima, the bustling capital of Peru. They were just in time to assist with the last-minute wedding preparations. The wedding was joyous, with the friends dancing all night at the reception. Carla's birthday, which fell during their trip, was celebrated on the beach, adding another layer of special memories to the adventure. For the final stretch of their 2-week trip, Carla planned to travel alone to hike Machu Picchu, despite Alicia's concerns about her going alone. Despite her limited vision, Carla valued her independence and was confident in navigating new places. On the day Carla left for her Machu Picchu trip, Alicia grew increasingly anxious as the hours passed without hearing from her friend. When Carla finally replied after more than 12 hours, she apologized, citing a lack of Wi-Fi and a packed itinerary as reasons for her delayed response. While relieved to hear from Carla, Alicia couldn't shake a sense of unease. Over the next few days, Carla's friends and relatives tried to reach her but received no response. Their concern escalated when Carla missed her flight back to the United States on December 15, 2018. Her family believed she had gone missing since December 12th, when Carla was last seen in Pisac, a village known for its archaeological park. Security footage showed her at the park entrance, but after that there was no trace of her. Upon Valpeos's disappearance, her family immediately raised the alarm, prompting her father, Carlos Valpeos, to travel to Peru to aid in the search efforts. Unfortunately, the initial response from Peruvian authorities was delayed, but after persistent advocacy from her family, her case was eventually classified as a potential homicide. Carlos Valpeos, a 71-year-old contractor from the Texas Hill Country, left behind his old life and boarded a plane to find his daughter. He brought only a backpack, unsure how long he would be away from home. Despite his relentless determination, the toll of the search was evident in his weary eyes and noticeable weight loss. When he spoke of his daughter, his deep, husky voice often broke into sobs. Carlos traveled to almost a dozen small towns in the remote region of the Peruvian Andes, known as the Sacred Valley, for nearly 6 months. He carried flyers with his daughter's face printed on them and walked from house to house, interviewing anyone who might have seen her. Living off his savings, contributions from his son, and donations from a GoFundMe campaign, he stayed in small hotel rooms and tried to minimize his spending on food and toiletries. Carlos's search took him across mountains, vast cornfields, and remote caves. He developed relationships with local police and even embedded himself with them to search suspected drug houses. Alongside his son, he tracked down people who had met Carla before she vanished, found the backpack she left behind at a hostel, requested surveillance footage, and tried to obtain cell phone tower data, only to discover that previous police requests had never been completed. Despite ongoing efforts and relentless advocacy from her loved ones, including appeals for greater involvement from the U.S. government, Carla Valpeos's fate remains a mystery more than 4 years later. Her family suspects she may have been subjected to violence, met a tragic end, and possibly been buried in the mountainous terrain of the Sacred Valley. They continue to pursue leads and advocate for justice, but her whereabouts remain unknown. Neha Mala, a 40-year-old American tourist, embarked on a trip to Argentina, eager to explore the renowned hiking trails of the El Chaltén area in Santa Cruz province. Arriving as part of a group, Neha decided to take advantage of a free day to undertake a solo excursion. With a keen sense of adventure, she set her sights on hiking the Loma del Plig Tumbado Trail and trekking through the national park. On November 28, 2023, Neha was last seen crossing a bridge over the Fitzroy River in El Chaltén. This picturesque region, known for its rugged beauty and challenging trails, attracted outdoor enthusiasts from around the world. As she ventured deeper into the wilderness, the stunning landscapes and the serenity of nature must have been a profound experience for her. However, when Neha failed to return by the expected time, concerns quickly arose. The alarm was raised and an extensive search effort was initiated. Over 160 members of the Argentine Army Brigade, along with local authorities and volunteers, mobilized to search for the missing tourist. The challenging terrain and unpredictable weather conditions made the search effort complex. The search and rescue teams combed the area for 4 days, scouring trails, riverbanks, and remote regions of Los Glaciares National Park. Despite their best efforts, the search ended tragically when Neha Mala's body was found in Laguna de las Melizas, a remote and beautiful lake within the park. The discovery brought a heartbreaking conclusion to the search, confirming the tragic end to her hiking expedition in the picturesque Patagonian region. While the search operation successfully located Neha, the circumstances surrounding her demise remained unclear. The authorities did not provide additional details regarding the causes or specific events leading to her death. The lack of information left many questions unanswered, adding to the sorrow and grief felt by her family, friends, and fellow travelers. Neha's disappearance and subsequent death were a sad reminder of the inherent risks associated with solo hiking in remote and challenging environments. The El Chaltén area, while breathtakingly beautiful, posed significant dangers to those unprepared for its rugged terrain and rapidly changing weather conditions. Neha's tragic end underscored the importance of safety precautions and preparedness when venturing into wilderness areas. In the wake of this tragedy, El Chalten and the broader community of hikers and outdoor enthusiasts mourned the loss of Neha Mala. Tributes and messages of condolence poured in from around the world, reflecting her story's profound impact on many. Her family, grappling with the sudden and devastating loss, found some solace in the outpouring of support and the knowledge that she was found. The search for Neha highlighted the dedication and bravery of the search and rescue teams who tirelessly worked to locate her. Though ultimately ending in tragedy, their efforts demonstrated various organizations and individuals' commitment and cooperation in responding to emergencies in remote areas. The operation also highlighted the need for enhanced safety measures and better communication for solo travelers in such regions. August Reiger, a son, brother, and high school valedictorian, is known to many as the Oklahoma man who vanished on a trail 3,000 miles from home. A promising young man, Reiger graduated in 2013 from the Klassen School of Advanced Studies with plans to attend the University of Oklahoma. His life took a tragic turn when he disappeared along a trail in the Ecuadorian resort town of Banos while on vacation with his family. The incident occurred while Reiger was hiking with his family on June 16, 2013. He had gone ahead of his younger brother and parents, Chris and Randa Reiger, on a trail that took a few hours to complete. About 10 minutes behind him, when the family reached a pavilion at the top of the mountain, Reiger was nowhere to be found. He was not at the hotel when the family returned, and it was reported that he had no money or passport. Local authorities promptly began the search for Reiger. The Ecuadorian military was called in, and the U.S. State Department got involved. Given the visibility of the trail from their hotel, situated in a tourist area and not isolated, the family believed it was unlikely that Reiger had gotten lost. Initially, authorities treated the case as a kidnapping, but no ransom request was ever issued. Interpol distributed photos of Reiger throughout Latin America to locate him. Banos, a mountain town and tourist destination located along the western coast of Ecuador, south of the border region and the capital city of Quito, is considered relatively safe. While Americans have been kidnapped in the northern area near the Colombian border, such incidents are rare in Banos. Despite this, Reiger's disappearance raised alarm and garnered international attention. One reported sighting suggested that Reiger had been seen in the back of a pickup truck headed toward the country's Amazon region, but this lead did not pan out. Subsequent reports of sightings provided some hope, but investigators could not substantiate these claims. The case continued to perplex authorities, family members, and the general public. The disappearance of August Reiger captured international attention, with his family making appearances on television programs to plead for information and assistance. President Rafael Correa of Ecuador even pledged to prioritize the case for his administration. A Facebook page dedicated to the search effort garnered posts from visitors and supporters, maintaining a sense of community and ongoing concern. Despite extensive searches, unconfirmed sightings, and numerous theories, no conclusive evidence regarding Reiger's fate has emerged. A retired police investigator speculated that Reiger might have encountered a tragic mishap while hiking, suggesting that his remains might be located nearby. However, this hypothesis lacks concrete evidence and has not led to any discoveries. Reiger's disappearance remains a haunting mystery, not only to his family and those who follow true crime stories, but also to professional investigators. The lack of clues and the seemingly inexplicable nature of his disappearance have left many baffled and desperate for answers. The case highlights the challenges and complexities of searching for missing persons in remote areas, where terrain and environmental factors complicate rescue efforts. The impact of Reiger's disappearance on his family has been profound. Chris, Randa Reiger, and their younger son have been left to navigate a reality filled with uncertainty and grief. Their search for August has been relentless, driven by a desperate hope that some new piece of information might emerge to explain what happened to their beloved son and brother. The emotional toll has been immense as they grapple with the unknown and the constant reminder of their loss. August Reiger's story also underscores the importance of safety and preparedness when embarking on outdoor adventures, particularly in unfamiliar terrain. While the circumstances of his disappearance remain unclear, it reminds hikers and travelers to take precautions, stay aware of their surroundings, and ensure they are adequately equipped for the challenges they may face. As the years pass, the search for August Reiger continues, His family remains committed to finding answers, driven by love and a refusal to give up hope. The Banos community and supporters from around the world continue to follow the case, offering support and solidarity to the Reiger family. August Reiger's disappearance remains a poignant and unresolved mystery. The lack of closure is a heavy burden for his family, who continue to advocate for him and seek the truth. His legacy, marked by his achievements, dreams, and the deep love of his family, endures despite the uncertainty surrounding his fate.